For the Feast of the Exaltation of the Cross, which it is today, the Church gives us what seems to be a really strange reading in the liturgy. This is from St. Andrew of Crete. He says, "As to the cross being Christ's glory, listen to his words. Now is the Son of Man glorified, and in him God is glorified, and God will glorify him at once. And again, Father, glorify me with the glory I had with you before the world came to be. And once more, Father, glorify your name." Then a voice came from heaven, "I have glorified it and will glorify it again." Here he speaks of the glory that will accrue to him through the cross. Well, that seems really weird because he's saying he's going to get the glory he had with the Father through the cross, through death. Does that mean Jesus dies with the Father in all eternity? How is it the same glory on the cross? And this isn't just from St. Andrew of Crete. This isn't just from Catholic theologians. George MacDonald, who was a Protestant theologian, that he said a lot of crazy stuff, but also a lot of good stuff. He says, "When he died on the cross, he did that in the wild weather of his outlying provinces, in the torture of the body of his revelation, which he had done at home in glory and gladness." And I love that quote, because Jesus is doing on the cross something that he does in the life of the Trinity as the Son. And what is that? Well, it can't be death, right? Because death came into the world through sin, right? That's why we die. It's not an intrinsic part of creation. There's no deadly, as the Book of Wisdom says, death is not among God's creation. Well, what is it? It's something that manifests itself as death when we choose ourselves rather than the other, when we're selfish instead of loving, right? In the very core of creation, in the Trinity itself, there's this total gift of self. You completely die to self, completely, to use the words of the earth, of dying. You die to yourself in that you completely give of yourself, and there's nothing left. So that's something to meditate on for this Feast of the Exaltation of the Cross.